A little bent right there, bro. Oh, man. Welcome to a live CK post-game show. We apologize for the first one. The audio settings were off. They were the built-in mic, which is not the right mic. It has to be the camera 4 link, which is the adapter that we have for our post-game show. So we apologize for that, but the Kings did win 106-100. And I'm going to bring E-Man in here real fast to come break down the game. Yeah, come in here, man. Come in here, man. It was a really, really good win for the Kings, a much-needed victory. They were down 18-1. What were you thinking when they were down 18-1, right?
I knew they were going to come back.
Did you?
Honestly. I wasn't even out here. I was still inside. I was having technical issues with my camera.
Go back a little bit more. Right there.
But I knew. I was like, they're going to come back. It just happens. Pistons are a bad team. And from the comments from Pistons fans, they want to lose the game because they're looking for a draft pick.
Yeah.
So I kind of was like, all right, obviously the Kings are going to end up winning this game.
One of their big accounts on Instagram was like, I'm hoping you guys win. But for whatever reason, we always play you guys. We always go beast mode on you guys. And I'm like, what is it? It took a little bit of Derek getting injured for the Kings to come back. Let's not forget about that. That was unfortunate because we love Derrick Rose and everything he represents. Derrick Rose has been through a lot of adversity throughout his career, and he never wants his guy go back to his injuries, man, because he's fought so much of that, and he's been playing so well this season. So, shout out to him. Hopefully, he recovers real soon. It really helped the Kings get a victory tonight because they were rolling. I mean, they were up 18-1. As I was saying before, we had our little miscues. Corey Joseph in 15 minutes wasn't supposed to play the game today. He toughed it out. This guy is a warrior. That's one thing I will say that I'll never deny about Corey Joseph. The guy plays through a lot of pain. So huge shout out to him. He was very solid. He gave the Kings the first bucket of the game from 3 with the shot clock ending. So it was 18-1 and then turned 18-4. And then the ripple effect started from there. So shout out to Corey Joseph. I know Coach gave him high praise because he was a hound as usual. Buddy Hield, Alex Lynn, Kent Bazemore came into the game. They gave this team a spark, right?
They gave him a lot of juice, just like Harry Giles did in the third quarter. Just brought that energy. Guys woke up, and it was done until the last 2 minutes of the game, where it got crazy again. But De'Aaron Fox,
man. Well, before we continue, shout out to Clan Society Folsom. Their grand opening is this upcoming Saturday, March 7th. You guys should definitely show up, show support for your local businesses. They have 2 classes. Check out their schedule on their mobile app. It's free to download. You can reserve your classes. If you haven't taken the class, you can use one of your free classes for one of those 2, which would be fun. It's going to be a party. They're going to have food. They're going to have a bunch of vendors.
A lot of giveaways.
Lots of giveaways. I can't wait. So huge shout out to them. Also, huge shout out to God of Smile and Valley Tire Center. If you guys are looking for a clean smile, make sure to hit up God of Smile Dentistry in Stockton. And if you guys want any type of lift job for your trucks, if you're looking just, I think your car has some issues, and I mean they have a great automotive team there, and they pretty much take care of everything. It's not just tires. It's Valley Tire Center, but they have a little bit of everything. So shout out to them. Follow them. We'll be doing more Kings ticket giveaways very soon. I got 4 tickets to the Mavericks game, so I'm gonna say that right now. They are in the upper level, but you're gonna want to be here because Luka's gonna be here. So definitely.
You guys don't want it? I'll take those tickets.
It's a show, yeah. It's a show. So the bench came in. You're very high on Alex Lynn. Why is that?
Because he reminds me a lot of Coach COWBELL, and I miss that guy. And he does his job. This team isn't playing fast like we saw last season, and I've just given up to the fact that they're the fastest team in the NBA. They're not anymore. So if you're gonna
should be.
Yeah, I know, but they're not. They're just not. Especially when you have Bagley and Holmes out. You just got to slow the game down. And Alex Lynn is perfect.
Well, you don't have to, but they are. You don't have to slow the game down, but they are, because Harry can run.
And your head coach isn't.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean, Rockets head coach.
Yeah,
you have Luke Walton, and he's put it up in LA. I guess he sees personnel that's just the best way to get wins is to slow it down. They do play up tempo, but when they do slow it down,
but they pick and choose, right?
Yeah, and Alex Lynn, when he's in the game, he's just a big body.
Yeah, he's been very well.
He blocked a lot of shots today, but he doesn't have to block shots. He just bothers shots, and set good screens. And honestly, bro, I say that because players like Buddy and Bogey, they benefit the most from big bodies like that.
They set really good screens.
And Harry, he doesn't have the biggest body, but he sets the off screens where people don't look. Whereas it's the balls on the other side.
It's the weak side screens that he sets to get guys open.
He's so unselfish, and he knows that, hey, and these are my shooters. I'm gonna get them open. Then we're gonna get some buckets. And you know, Bagley's not like that. Unfortunately, he's a skinnier guy, and he doesn't want to roll. He just wants to bomb the paint. And that's why I applaud Alex Len so much.
All right, so there's a dilemma, right? And we have to talk about this. We have to break it down and analyze this. Rashawn Holmes has come back this season, and I feel like he's their best big. With Alex Len playing so well, with Harry Giles playing so well, what do you do if you're Coach Walton? Because he addressed it a little bit, but he said, we'll get to it when we get to it, when that day comes. But he knows he don't want to face that day because he's going to have to make a decision because one of these guys, they're not playing, right?
I'm gonna throw it back to you because you watch a lot more. I take more pictures, so you analyze and you decide. If you were a coach, which Leo is a coach, who would you play? Who earned their minutes? Who's gonna have to come off the bench?
I guess it comes down to principles. If a guy gets injured and he was the most consistent player on your team, do you bench that guy because he got injured? Does he have to work his way up again, or do you give him a spot? Kind of like no quarterback dilemma, right? Like, was he outplayed, which is why he lost that spot, or was he injured and you give him the spot back? So I don't know what the principles are of this team. I know De'Aaron Fox, when he was cleared to play, he came off the bench for three straight games, I believe.
So did Bagley.
So did
Steph Curry. He's coming off of G League.
Well, that's a whole separate situation. But
I think that's the principle in general. Like, you gotta earn your spot back.
But why? If you never lost it, like, without being outplayed, you lost it because of injury.
You don't have the same legs you had when you were conditioned to do all that. Like, you're coming in not as conditioned physically.
But that's also like a sign of disrespect, and that's a sign of lack of confidence, in my opinion, from a player's perspective.
There's just a completely different game between running in practice and running, working out versus you actually playing on the floor with energy, with
you
reps,
starting doesn't mean that you should play starter minutes, and I think that's where the technicality comes in. You're saying he won't be the same, which I agree. No one's the same after an injury. It takes time, but you give him a spot back because that's how team morale grows. And I feel like Fox wasn't happy when he was coming off the bench. He felt like players feel like they should be able to be playing right away. It's not one game; it was 3 games.
But it's like one game, honestly.
I know, man, but it's principle, bro. Like, I just feel like from a coach, as a coach, you have to be transparent and tell you guys, okay, so if I'm Coach Walton, and I haven't said this in public yet, if I'm going to bring up Buddy Hield off the bench, right, I'm going to be very open to him. I'm going to tell him, you know what, buddy? You are a great weapon off the bench. That doesn't mean that you are a bench player. You're a very vital piece of this team. I want you to play starter minutes. So the problem that I see with all this is that he hasn't gotten starter minutes, and I feel like Luke hasn't been as transparent as he should be with this player. So if you're De'Aaron Fox, Buddy, and Bogey, I'm going to tell these guys, hey guys, go out there, play free. Don't have your shoulder looking back like, damn, I made a mistake. Am I coming out, coach? I want these guys to make mistakes, but to make plays for others. So if they made a mistake off of making a play for you, off of pick and roll, when the guy didn't cut when he was supposed to, I can't be like, damn, I'm about to come out. Then I'm going to chuck up a shot and be like, okay, now it's 2 bad possessions in a row, right? So I want my players to be focused, to be locked in, and to know that I trust them. And I feel like Luke hasn't done a good job at that. Now, critical against that Memphis Grizzlies. No, it was a OKC game, right, where they went 8 straight minutes without scoring. A lot of people blamed the referees for that, but the referees aren't holding you on offense either, man. So like I said, that had a lot to do with them being so stagnant. We saw a little bit of that today, right? In that first 18-1 start, I was like, what are they doing? Like, they came out with no energy. They came out with a great fan base, right? Everybody was excited. The first game in March, the first meaningful game, and you come out 18-1. I'm like, what's going on? Like, you can't make this up. So he made the right move in that situation. So I'm just hoping with more experience which again is not really an excuse because he's been a head coach for 4 years now. With more experience with this team, he gets better at knowing how to handle his players, right? And I think as a coach, you have to be good at that. And I feel like his lineups are getting better. I think his rotations are getting more consistent. So he puts Buddy at the 6-minute mark of the first, or no matter if he's playing good or playing bad, Bogey's coming out at whatever. You know what I'm saying? So he's getting more consistent. So as a player, it's like, okay, I'm coming in at this time. Unless someone gets into foul trouble and you're like, oh, well, I have to go in, which today was an exception, right? You're down 18-1. I got to pull some guys out. What do you think about being transparent as a coach?
I think you haven't answered. Are you between Holmes, Harry, and Lynn? What are you doing with that situation?
That's
like,
tough,
you gravitated towards Buddy. Get back to these guys. What are you gonna do, Coach?
I'm starting Holmes. The first day he's back because of the principle of that he was my best player before he got injured. He's a guy who has shown elite defensive ability. A guy who's super switchable, and I don't know if Harry Giles is that guy yet. He's showing signs. Today he was fundamentally sound and a huge reason why the Kings won this game. But I just feel like what Richaun Holmes provides is second to none on this team. So the huge dilemma to me is you would go Len, right, and I would go Harry, believe it or not. But it's tough because Len's been so good, and I agree with you. He's that big body that can just affect shots without even blocking shots. He's been so active, and he's been playing so well. But I want to leave it to you guys. Would you start, or not start, but play? Would you play Len or Harry more? Because I'm not playing all three guys. Because Bjelica is a lock to play. The things he does on the floor, just him being out there is enough for me because he spreads out the floor for De'Aaron Fox, which at the end of the day comes back full circle to the De'Aaron Fox. His team will go as far as De'Aaron Fox takes them.
I guess you have to ask yourself, out of all three guys, who will benefit Fox the most?
I think it'll be fine for just the day. We have a game so quick,
I think, what's up, my guy? I think that Richaun Holmes will benefit Fox the most because he runs with him. And he's fast and athletic.
To that.
Depends, man. Like Harry offensively, and then Len defensively. Like,
okay, but look,
I think Luke's gonna choose Len.
Fox dribbles the balls up, right?
No, man, it's
10
tough,
times
bro.
out of 10. Someone's setting a screen. Who do you want setting a screen? You want Harry Giles setting a screen, or you want Alex Len setting a screen?
On ball, Alex Len. Off ball, Harry.
But you have Bjelica. That's your off ball.
But he don't set good screens though.
But you just said
I know. It's tough. Like it's.
You never know. Bjelica might get affected, and Harry might take some minutes from him.
That can't happen though. That shouldn't happen though.
Never know.
Bjelica has been so critical for this team.
I don't remember
all season long,
man. How good Harry and Holmes played together.
They don't, because they never did.
Okay.
So
I'm not just
gonna experiment.
Let's just try it, bro. There's only 20 games left.
No, unfortunately, I think Harry's gonna be the guy. And again, like I would play Harry.
Harry's gonna be the guy to lose minutes.
Yeah, hardly play much.
We'll see. It's a good dilemma to have.
But to be clear, you'd go Len.
I'm assuming I'm Luke.
Right? Okay, and I agree with
Luke is gonna end
up. If I'm Luke,
he's
gonna play Alex Len for sure.
But in my opinion, I think Richaun Holmes. I'm starting with Holmes and giving him the most of the minutes off every big.
Once he's like fully engaged.
He's so effective offensively and defensively.
Yeah, I mean, people forget how good he was offensively too.
Little teardrop, little rebound dunk.
I mean, he never puts the ball down. He's straight the yak. Yeah. Talking about a guy like him, talking about Christian Wood and how active he was, how lively he was today. That guy's a beast.
I didn't watch the whole game, but I just when I came down here taking pictures and video, I was like, "Dang, this kid is solid." I was telling Kumani, I was like, "Bro, who's that guy number 35?" He's like, "I don't know. He's been torching the Kings though."
20 and 12, bro.
He's nice. I like him. And you said he's a free agent?
He's a free agent. I was talking to a Pistons guy, and they said that he's been very solid for them as of late.
You know what? It just brings back to the point, man. You don't have to draft.
You don't have to draft a big man.
You always find bigs who are special, and and just get the
And
job. They
bigs-
just get the job done, man.
And like bigs take longer to.
I'm not a GM though. I'm not a coach.
No. We know this for a fact. Bigs take longer to develop unless you're Anthony Davis or a healthy Joel Embiid.
Bagley is
And
Anthony Davis according to D-Bach. It's settled.
well, yeah, yeah. Check the questions real fast so we can answer them. But on that point, bigs take a lot longer to develop. So why not have a Christian Wood who's been in the league 3 years, right? He's been through his ups and downs with four different teams. Same with Rashawn Holmes. Like the Kings got him at the right time. Now you're like, oh man, I found a diamond in the rough, and you're like, well, yeah, he's had experience. He's been through adversity. He's been in different systems. All you got to do is play so hard and just have a motor, man. And Rashawn does that. It seems like Christian Wood has that. He's nice. Like I would go after Christian Wood this year, like big time.
Trying to come up with a new question. Can Corey Joseph stop playing? Dude is negative just watching him.
Yes, today I was very high on him. I thought he showed toughness, which this team needs, believe it or not. Actually, I'm sure y'all know that. But yeah, man, I have to be consistent with this. I would prefer to play Yogi Ferrell over him. But to be honest, I would rather play Bogey more as a backup. Because now the Kings have Kent Bazemore, who has been really good for them. So I will play that lineup of Bazemore, Buddy, Bogey, Fox, and rotate those four guards because I like Bogey on ball a lot. So that's what I would do. And then have those sporadic minutes go to Yogi. But Corey Joseph has grown on me the past few games. I've yet to do this, but I've been wanting to talk to him and just tell him, man, stop thinking. Just shoot. Because when he doesn't think, he makes the shot. Like every time the shot clock's coming down, again, that's the most NBA players. Like when you don't have to think and you just shoot, it goes in. Like his shot is his mechanics aren't bad, and that's what frustrates me. It's like you should be able to shoot more shots, keep the defense honest. Then you start doing your little, all that crazy stuff you be doing, man. But I'm just saying, man, just shoot the ball, and I'm sure I'll have a conversation with him very, very soon.
Has Vlade redeemed himself for the off-season signings?
No, there's just no way. How? I mean, you sign Trevor Ariza, Dwayne Dedmon to awful contracts, and they're awful basketball players. No disrespect to them. Like redeem. All right, you answer. Like redeem in what way? I mean,
in terms of you traded them away, and you got these.
But that also, I get it. But that also puts you in the hole, though. Like that legitimately puts you in the hole. Playing Ariza so many minutes, like you had to take him away for Luke not to play him no more. Think about that. So it's tough for me to say he redeemed himself.
Moving forward, do you think Len or Giles will be more likely a King this year?
Yeah, so he kind of answered that. If I'm Harry Giles, I would stay, but I also see the perspective of, hey, they turned their back on me, and I'd go elsewhere. Like they're going to be, you can only offer him $3.9 million, which is unfortunate because someone's going to offer him 5 or 6 in a different state with less taxes to pay on that. And I think the Celtics will be that team that offer him $5-6 million for a year. Just go out, see what he does. Can he stay healthy for a full season? Can he come into shape for training camp? And I think he will be. He'll be more motivated, especially after seeing the things he can do, man. He's a very good basketball player. Again, which is why I would play him over Len, but I see what you're saying. Like, Len has been very good. So it's hard. It's a good dilemma to have, though. But if you do it, but if you do play Len, he's for sure out, right? Like, he's not coming back. I mean,
yeah.
Like, you're just saying, okay, you're done. So
yeah, I think we'll answer that question when Rashard Holmes starts playing, and you see who goes to the bench.
Now,
twist.
Now, check this plot twist. Say Holmes doesn't play, and Luke starts doing what he did to Harry. and he doesn't play home because he's afraid of what's gonna happen, that would be even worse than not playing Harry, in my opinion. Because if he goes, I'm going Len and Harry, you're gonna lose Holmes, and that's a huge mistake.
Maybe you make the playoffs.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you need
For the
Holmes.
playoffs' sake, would you do it?
No, because I don't think they get to the playoffs without Holmes. I think Holmes is that good. So,
What are the chances of making the playoffs? That's the last
all
question.
right, last question, man. What are the chances of making the playoffs? I'm gonna say this right now. So every time I say they are, they don't. So I'm gonna reverse jinx. I say they not making it with that wink, wink, and hoping that they do make it. I really want the Kings to make the playoffs, man. Like, I'm dying for a playoff home game here. My last playoff game was 2005 Sonics, the Seattle Sonics against the Sacramento Kings. Kenny Towns put up 32 points, y'all. How's my last experience in the playoffs? I'm hungry for something, man. You hungry for something? I mean, y'all don't think you ever experienced it
I
yourself.
haven't experienced playoffs. I've just experienced
Losing. So if they make the playoffs, would that be as big as making a Super Bowl for the Niners?
From a fan perspective, no.
No? Even if it's been 13 years?
Yeah. That's just expected. You should make the play. You should have made the playoffs this year.
What's up, brother?
What's up, bro?
So you should have made the playoffs this year.
Yes.
What if they make it to the second round? If they make it to the second round, is that more impressive than making the Super Bowl?
Yeah, if they make it to the second round.
Ah, there it is.
No. It matches the Super Bowl. Like, you guys made it to the Super Bowl. You guys made it to the second round.
Right, because you lost.
Because you most likely beat LA or Clippers or Nuggets, which would be incredible.
If they do that, that's more impressive. If they do that, if they beat them 4 times, that's extremely impressive.
But if that happened, that would be because most likely someone got hurt from LA or from Nuggets.
What if they didn't get injured? Caveat.
Then yeah, it's more impressive
All
than
right.
Super Bowl.
All right. We gonna end it on that, man. Appreciate all the support. Thank you guys so much. Huge shout out to Clown Society of Folsom. March 7th, grand opening. Be there. Be there, man. Hey, Kobe, LeBron, MJ, Goats. Rest in peace, Kobe.